Bill Potvin. I'm one of the four brothers that ran Hosmer Mountain for 60 years. My dad bought it in the late 50s, and we've been running it ever since. Our business is based on selling soft drinks in two of our own stores, and also delivering to restaurants and various other organizations that want some soft drinks. It was started in 1912. It was actually the city of Willimantic was going strong then. It was part of the Industrial Revolution. In the late 40s, there were 5,000 independent soda businesses in the United States. And my dad had been a Pepsi driver, so he had already been familiar with dealing with stores and selling soft drinks and competing against Coke and whatnot. So he wound up with the opportunity to get a hold of Hosmer Mountain, and he convinced my mother to help out, and she already had 5 children, so he had John and myself were 10 and 11 years old, and we were workers. The fact that he had his kids driving the trucks and doing the work meant that he could pay below normal wages, and all of that allowed him to have that slogan, and actually got quite a bit of volume going. We had routes that were selling 100 cases a day of soft drink to people's houses and to farms that would take 5 cases of soda, and you go back the next week and they not take another 5. So those were the early days, and we always marketed ourselves as a retro company because that's exactly who we are. In the 50s, there were every little soda company that was still around had an array of flavors, and they included the green, lemon, and lime. Okay, that's a retro flavor, as well as some of the other unique flavors that you know, the strawberry and the cherry, cream, grape, just that foundation. So we've stuck with that marketing through even here in 2024, that people like a tasty old-fashioned soda. You know, don't drink a 2-liter bottle of a soft drink every day, but if you have a refreshing, tasty soda, it's fun, and it's very flavorful, and it might even remind you of the old days. This I had forgotten. He actually says, and my dad was a mechanically minded guy. He used to work on the B-29s. He was a mechanic in World War II, so very, very good with equipment. And he had said that the machinery was held together with rubber bands and stuff. It needed somebody that knew what they were doing. So he got that going, and then he had me and John to put dirty bottles in the washer. It's a dream. And he told us flat out, if you guys work like men, you can drink all the soda you want. And John and I hate to say, we were 2 skinny redheads, and we probably averaged 4 sodas a day for 5 years as we grew up. We're still using glass bottles 100% of the time. We're still, we probably sterilize more bottles than anybody, certainly in New England, no doubt about it, maybe the East Coast. So that's always been something that's been important to us, and we still make the array of flavors that my dad made, plus additional things we've done over time. Because we sell direct to the public and we run 2 little soda stores, you want to have products that can draw people in that maybe a big market doesn't even have. So having unique flavors is strong. Even though it defies the concept of efficiency for production. You want to make money in production, long runs, fast line speeds. We don't have fast line speeds, and we don't have too many long runs either, but we have to weigh that with the desirability and the uniqueness of the products, where people have to go out of their way to make a special treat to get some soda at a place. So we've added peach soda, which is really good. I tell people it's like drinking a peach. It's a natural peach flavor. So since we're still doing the same thing we did before, it requires a certain amount of allegiance and loyalty and appreciation for who we are. And we have a pretty good reputation because we've maintained old-fashioned values. We're honest people. people don't see us on the golf course driving Maseratis or anything. They know the Potvin brothers are workers, we're the salt of the earth, and we have people who appreciate that, and we appreciate them, actually. I'm thinking of places like Willimantic Brewing Company. David Woolner put us in there. We're not so backwards that we're just bottling soda. We put soda systems in restaurants as well. So they have supported us from day one. We have several stations. That's a place where there's a hose and they can make the mixed drinks. There's several stations in there. Every drop of soda sold in there has been Hosmer Mountain Soda. And we've gotten customers from it. People will have some root beer in there and they tell them you can go take a couple of blocks across the street and go right to the place where they have an outlet. So, and they come in and that's important. And so having restaurants functions as a sampling for us, and it works. Because I've tried to make our soda especially good because we don't have the money to advertise heavily. So if your product is so good that if somebody tips it up a couple of times to their mouth and then they look at the label, they'll go, this is phenomenal. And then they'll find out that we sell direct to the public and we get another customer for our store. So despite the fact that 95% of our soda is sold directly to the public through a restaurant or through our own consumer, we haven't been stuck in the mud entirely. We do have an opportunity for people in other parts of the country. Sometimes people have moved away from Willimantic and they've never let go of their love for Hosmer Mountain. And so gifts are sent. Somebody will send their son in California a 12-pack of Hosmer. You go to our website and you can pick out, if you really wanted to be curious about some of our wide array of flavors, you could have 12 different 12-ounce bottles put in a 12-pack, and it could be mailed to you. So we can do that. Well, luckily, there's some trends that have been on our side lately. There's a buy local thing that's still going. I'm surprised that it's doing that well, that there's people that are starting to think about where your money goes when you buy something. So, boy, we can be so appreciative of people who avoid the soda aisle at the big market, and they get their soda at Hosmer. You know, we sometimes we lack a little confidence, so we have a little discount card. So a person who's buying from us gets a punch in a card. When they go around the card, they get a free case. So we've probably given away 20,000 free cases over the last 25, 30 years. We've had that program in place forever. But in general, the community of Windham has always been very supportive of what we do. You know, we're not quite selling as much soda locally as we've had in the past, but I think there's trends against sugar, for instance, that are not in our favor. Luckily, we make the flavored seltzers now, and we have great source of water as well. So when you got good water, good carbonation, and good flavorings, you can get away from the sugar a little bit and still have a viable business, which is what we're doing now. Anyway, I'm an especially idealistic person, and I've kind of enjoyed going to work all my life, even though it's been hard work. And part of it is that if you're functioning in something you believe in strongly, and I really believe in small business capitalism versus the corporate thing that's morphed across the United States and it's hurting so many downtowns and all that. I really believe that when you're working with your help, you appreciate your help. And they appreciate the fact that they're part of an organization where their input is important. If they're a goof off, it can hurt you. If they're really use some of their abilities to try to come up with ideas to help you, then they're part of the success of the company. And I think human beings have that kind of as a natural thing, that you want to be part of something that makes sense and is sort of doing good in the world. And I think we do in that regard.